Well, last night, the NBA Horse Challenge came to an end. Zach Lavine and Mike Conley met in the finals. We got to talk about the fact that Conley's setup was pretty incredible. What an indoor gym he was playing on compared to Lavine. He was playing outside on a wet court. Either way, Conley did end up winning by 3 letters. So, Shannon, what was your take? What was your thoughts on this competition?
Mike Conley's really good at horse. Skip, and I had a feeling that Mike Conley was going to, and I said at the beginning, once I saw him play and that he's equally as good shooting the basketball with his non-dominant hand, which is his right hand, as he is his dominant hand, which is his left hand, I said, he's not losing. Skip, and what I saw from Mike Conley last night, he just didn't say, okay, oh, they got a horse tournament. Okay, let me go practice it. He practiced these shots a lot. Skip, the shot that he hit, he was dribbling and then behind his back, off the backboard, and straight in. And then the one over the top of the backboard, Skip, that's not something you just all of a sudden after a week just go out there and do. He made it look so easy. Skip, him spinning the ball and then punching it, and it goes in. Skip, it tells me that Mike Conley practiced these shots a lot. Now, he's at a decided disadvantage because he's in the confines of a 70-degree indoor gymnasium. But, Skip, I'm not so sure that anyone would have beat him because in order to be good at horse, what do you got to have, Skip? Imagination, creativity. And some of the things that he was attempting, I'm like, really? Skip, now I'm thinking this went so well, maybe they could have this at the All-Star game, but you're going to have to cut it down. You're probably going to have to play pig, Skip, because if you get a bunch of guys, Skip, it's probably going to take a little longer than what you want to. So instead of having 5 letters, you're going to have 3. But this would be something that would be very, very interesting. They could do away with the dunk contest. I mean, no Zach Lavine. Aaron Gordon said he's not participating anymore. So have this, and maybe you can get Steph. Maybe you can get KD, James Harden, some of these other guys that can participate. Because, Skip, when you really look at it, the dunk contest used to get the big-name guys. You got Dominique. You got Dr. J, Mike Jordan, Kobe. Skip, you're not getting that level of talent anymore. Guys can dunk, yeah, I'll give you that. But it's not the name recognition that we're used to. This was something I could get behind.
Okay, congratulations to Mike Conley Jr. Love him, had him on shows off the court. He's a great guy, great winner of this competition. But I got to get this off my chest about what happened in the semifinal before that final. And this is not a reaction to what I saw last night because I had a pre-action at the end of yesterday's show, at which time I challenged Zach Lavine to please play fair against Allie Quigley in the semifinal. And he did not play fair. He did not go strength versus strength. We all know that Zach Lavine has won 2 dunk contests. We know he can jump out of the gym. As Allie Quigley said on the show last night, hey, I got no ups. She's got no ups, but she has won twice the WNBA's 3-point shootout. And she can do lots of trick shots off the backboard, behind the backboard, even sitting down on the court, Pete Maravich style, off the backboard. And I thought she had a chance if Zach Lavine would fight fair, play fair, and go strength versus strength. Because despite him winning the 2 dunk contests, he also has made the second most 3-point shots in a game in the history of the NBA. He made 13 in a game, which tied Steph, and 14 is the record, Clay. So he can shoot it crazy hot with anybody. And it outraged me that Allie, first she dared him to go strength versus strength, and then she all but pleaded with him, please don't do that. Just how about we shoot 3s, because that would be a fair fight. And instead, he's got to go do a bunch of acrobatic leaping shots at the rim. They're near dunks, but he gets right to the rim and it looks like it's close, and then he doesn't dunk it. Well, obviously, she's not even capable of making that shot or pulling it off. And she's going to look foolish the way Paul Pierce looked foolish what we saw last Sunday, trying to even do the shot because she's not going to be able to get off the ground as Paul Pierce could not get off the ground. So it was an outrage to me that he would just admit, okay, I'm going to do this because I don't want to tempt fate and try those. At one point she got to him. I think he was up 8-0 and she said, oh, come on, like shoot a 3. And he tried to shoot 1 3 and he missed, and she made hers and got a letter on him. But in general, come on, Zach. I mean, I believe she could have beaten him if you play, outside the lane horse. That's the way I like to play horse. Outside the lane. If you want to shoot it from behind the backboard, fine. If you want to shoot it from out of bounds and in the corner threes, you can shoot it from out of bounds. But just stay out of the lane, because once you get in the lane, it's not even horse anymore to me. It's closer to a dunk contest. So I was actually happy that Mike Conley then took him to school and took advantage of Zach Lavine, because the truth was, in the final, Zach Lavine is terrible with his left hand. I mean, he's like, if I may say it, well, no, I won't say that. So the point was that Zach Lavine, it was no contest when Mike Conley would say, shoot with your offhand. And I've told you this before about Mike Conley. We've talked about Spurs versus the Grizzlies, because they played 21 times with Mike Conley as the point guard versus the Spurs. And he would just torment my Spurs because he's a better shooter right-handed than he is left-handed. And he said that last night. I wish I never even started shooting with my left hand. Yeah, he said, right. I'm a better shooter right-handed. Okay, well, that's not fair either. It's like such a huge advantage that Zach Lavine had no shot shooting with his offhand, which was his left hand.
Yes. But Skip, the thing is that he didn't dunk. Skip, he can't give up all of his advantage. You talk about fair. Now, the last time I've been to a fair, I got a candied apple with peanuts. I rode the merry-go-round, got cotton candy, and I saw an elephant. That's what the last time I've been to a fair. Skip, if you have the #1 rush defense, I have the #1 passing offense. Why am I trying to run the ball against you? Why not throw it? Why not play to my strength? I'm trying to win. And then when he loses, they're like, do you let the WNBA? No. If I lose, I'm going to lose, but I'm going to lose with my strength. Well, Mike Conley, they should have said, well, Mike Conley, you can't do anything with your non-dominant hand. Because, Skip, as he said, I shoot better with my right than I do my left. And I should have never started tinkering with my left hand. Skip, he's shooting. You can't tell the difference. And Skip, he's got a bag. And it almost seems like he's been waiting for this, Skip. You know how you like, I hope they asked me the question, I know the answer. It's like these kids and the spelling bee, Skip. Hey, when that guy gives them this word, origin, and then all of a sudden, can you put it in a sentence? And they get them in a sentence, and they start rocking back and forth. And like, yeah, I know this one. I'm going to win. Well, Mike Conley like, horse? And I'm indoors, and everybody else is outdoors. Y'all not winning. Skip, I mean, one try. He goes, throws the ball over the backboard, and he swishes the net. Everything is just like, no, Skip, they're not beating him. And I would have never thought Mike. I mean, Skip, when you're thinking horse, you're thinking of guys that can shoot the ball, obviously Steph and Clay, guys that have tremendous English like James Harden and Kyrie. But Mike Conley, in a game like this, I don't know how anybody beat him, especially, Skip, if he's like, okay, shoot with your non-dominant hand. Yes, Skip, we know everybody in the NBA can lay the ball up left-handed if you're a righty, or lay the ball up righty if you're a lefty. But actually shoot the ball, that's a whole different ball game.
Okay, back to Zach Lavine. He also had the #1 rush defense, if you want to use that analogy. He had both. He had the #1 pass defense and the #1 rush defense. He can really shoot threes. So why wouldn't you, in the spirit of competition, say, I'm going to beat her at our strengths, because I know she can't do any dipsy-do shots at the rim because she's not a leaper. She is a pure standstill catch-and-shoot shooter. So why would you make the competition? Why would you render it moot and unfair by saying, oh, let me get 4 letters on her by doing leaping, dipsy-do, acrobatic shots at the rim, touching the backboard? She can't even try to do that. But if that's all you could do, if you were a non-shooter, if you were Shaquille O'Neal and you couldn't shoot a 3 and you could barely shoot a free throw, if you were that guy, I'd say, okay, you don't really have a choice. He had a huge choice because he's not just a good 3-point shooter. He might be even better than she is, but he didn't have the guts on live TV. I know they had taped it, but he didn't have the guts to challenge her at their strength instead of going to just his solo strength. And it really offended me. It took a lot of the fun out of the competition for me.
No, it didn't take no fun out for me. I win, and I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win, Skip. I mean, look, we got this thing, this movement that women want empowering, and so we're empowering them. And so when you come into the arena, Skip, it's just like that soccer player says she wants to kick field goals. Okay, well, you do know, Skip, on blocked field goals, there are opportunities you might get clipped. So no. We play fair. You come into our arena, you play by our rules. That's how we do it, Skip. So now Mike Conley. Why don't you give me credit that I picked Mike Conley from the beginning? Won't you say anything about that?
Well, because I told you he had a decided advantage being indoors, but I also think that the one guy who had an equal advantage being outdoors was Zach Lavine, because I didn't sense any wind out there. He's in a little suburb of Seattle, like 30, 35 miles north of Seattle.